श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्के केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्यो में सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि श्रीवासरंग परकाल मुनित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मान्मरक्षणैतिद्युगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूर्णमर्गशीलं गोपाल देशिकमनुं गुरुमाश्रयामः। स्वामी वेदांत देसिकन् शरणागति दीपिका स्तोत्र अनुभवम् अर्थ अनुसंधानम् अति आश्चर्य स्तोत्र ग्रंथम, slowly building up the concept of Sharanagati. So far, Swami Desikan has been explaining about the Paratattvam and the Tattvatrayam, how we are related, why we should approach, who is He, who is God, who is the Paradevata, what are the means to attain Him. Briefly, all that he has been wonderfully talking about. So, from the SLOKA 21 to 23, Swami, so far he has been talking about the Tattvam. Hereafter, up to 20, it is Tattvam. The entity, the real, Chit, Achit, Ishvara, sentient, non-sentient, Bhagavan. Hereafter it's going to be the means and the end, the Hitam and the Purushartham. The Hitam, 21, 22, 23, he talks about the Bhakti Yoga. Then he would go on and clarify, describe beautifully, categorically the Prapatti Margam. Prapatti Margam, Margam, Marsanam, Margasirshoham. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mas out of the months, I am the Margasirisham, which means Margari. Margari is called Margasirsham. Sirsham is the ultimate, Margam is the means. The ultimate means, the best of the means is Sharanagati. That's why Tirupavai is the entire Sharanagati Tattvam in 30 pasurams. And in Bhagavad Sannadhi, how one should behave is Chitram Chirikale. In Bhagavata Sannadhi, how one should behave is 15th pasuram, Yelle Elankaliya. Anyway, let's go back to our Sharanagati Deepika, Sloka 20 today. Kvasau vibhukva vayamityupasatti bhitan Jantun kshanatvadanuvrittishu yogyayanti samprapta sadgurutanoho samaye dayaloho atmavadhirbhavati sikshita dikshanam te kvasau vibhukva vayamityupasatti bhitan jantun kshanatvadanuvrittishu yogyayanti samprapta Sadgurutano samaye dayaloho atmavadhirbhavati sikshita dikshanam te. Perumal, supreme ruler, Sarveshwaran, Sarvasmatparan. He doesn't have anything to be accomplished. He has got everything that he wants, desires. Satya Kama, Satya Sankalpan. He is Sarvajnan, Sarvashaktan. Sarveshwaran, we are all infinitesimal beings. We are minutest, we are like an insect. How the human being looks at the insect, the pulu. Similarly, Devas look at us. Similarly, Perumal looks at Devas. When that is the case, how Perumal would look at us? We are infinitesimal. So, the persons, the people would have the fear, apprehension, scared, shiver, considering his amazing supreme lordship. To prevent them, in order to alleviate the fear, shiver, scared from us, those who have an apprehension about his supreme leadership, rulership, lordship. What he does, he is full of Karunya, Vatsalya, Bhakta Vatsalya, Ashrita Vatsalam. What does he do? He has given the Shastrams, he has given the Shruti, he has given the Smriti, he has taken the Avatarams, he has done all that, but we are still scared. So what he does? He takes the form of a Sadacharya, Sadguru, noble preceptor at the proper time for us, so that in a human form, the Sadacharyan, it is he who comes as Sadacharyan, come in our way, Taduthat Kolludal, come in our way to stop us from going on the wrong track, on the transgressions from Shastras. He makes us, the Sadacharyan makes us fit to approach the Lord and award us the perfect intellect, discrimination through the Shastras which are taught by you, Lord, to the Acharyas, Acharya Parampara. And this will be there as long as the Atma is there. This Buddhi, the one that you have granted, that Masuchaha, I will absolve you of all papam, I will absolve you of all sins, I will grant you moksham, do not fear. That assurance has been passed on to us by the Sadacharyan, so that we don't have to worry anymore. We enjoyed the Saulabhya Saushilyam. Now we are scared again. The Nammalvar exclaims, Amman Alipiran, Avan Evidatan, Yanar. Amman Alipiran, he is a Shankachakra Gadadari. Where is he and who is he? And where am I? Who am I? How can I go to him? There is an amount of immeasurable, unbridgeable, incomparable difference, disparity between the mountain and the valley, between him and us. When we think of that, naturally we become prone to run away from him. Alvar said to have attempted the same in his Malavai Thiruvaimozhi 1.5. This fear thus also is in us, and because looking at transcendental Vaibhavam, the glory, and our utter meager smallness is referred to as Upasatti Bhidihi. Upasatti Bhiti. Sharanamadaya Bhayappadigiren. The fear to approach him. The merciful to that Jantun. Tvat Anuvrittishu. In order to perform Kainkaryam at your feet, what you do? Kshanat. In that Kshanam, even when we are not qualified, even when we are scared, just knowing your Supreme Lordship, knowing that you are great, knowing that we are so small, in that fearful moment, in that Kshanam, in order to make us qualified, in order to make us fit to approach you, you have taken Sankalpam, Bhagavat Sankalpam. Samaye, that Samaye, Samprapta Sadguru Tano. You have taken the form of the Sadguru, Sadacharya, not the Sadguru whom we are looking at today in Coimbatore. This Sadguru, Sadacharya, and Dayaloho, with Paramadayalu, not only the Sadacharyan, also you, saying that I will give you the grant, I will grant you moksham, that you, the one who made that such wonderful assuaging assurance of a statement, Samskrita Dhihi, we can say Sikshita Dhihi or Samskrita Dhihi. So there are very many different patterns. Sikshita Dhihi means Sikshite, by correcting us. Samskrita Dhihi, the Kshanam you have asked us to perform the ritual, the Samashayana, and then made us perform Prapatti. Atmavatihi, that Buddhi, Samskrita Dhihi, that Buddhi the buddhi which has been initiated by the Sadacharyan, by correcting us, by putting us on the right track, that buddhi atmavatihi bhavati. Until the atma stays, it will be there, that buddhi. Merciful Lord that He is, He dawns, He takes the form of an Acharya at the proper time in the evolution of each Jivatma out of His infinite mercy. Paramadayalu, He imparts the true instruction, Tattva Jnana, which immediately renders us fit, Yogyayanti. It makes us completely fit for uniting with Him. This true knowledge and the perception given to us by Him through an Acharya will remain there forever and ever in us. What a beautiful pasuram. Each one of us can simply visualize and imagine how our Prakritam Acharya is none other than the Lord who has taken this form in order to only protect us. And that is Bhagavat Sankalpam, His Parama Karunyam, because of our unknowing, inadvertent good deed done by us. Periyalvar refers to it. Yedangal ayinavellam iranga viduvittu ennulle Peethakavadai piranar pirama guruvagi vande podil kamala vannenjam pugundum en chennittidaril paada ilachinai vaittar. Peethaka aadai piranar, Pitambradari, Brahma Guru. He came, and in that Acharya lineage, he came and he placed his lotus feet on my forehead. That's why we should wear Urdhva Pundram always. In fact, Sloka 50, Vedanta Desika mentions in Daya Satakam, Divya Pangam Dishasi Karune Yeshu Deshikatma Chipram Prapta Vrishagiripatim Chatra Bandhvadayaste Vishwacharya Vidishiva Mukha Swadikaro Paruddaha Manye Mata Jatayiva Sute Vatsala Madrishetvam. He says, Deshikatma, Acharyan, he is the one who takes the Acharyan. O Karuna Devi, you presumably take the body of a good Sadacharyan. You then throw your divine kataksham on the chosen disciples, those that are privileged to receive your manifestation as the benevolent kataksham of a Sadacharyan, quickly attain the Lord Srinivasa of Seshadri. That is, I repeat, they attain moksha. It is an utmost instantaneous result because of your kataksham. The sinful nature is not relevant anymore. Even the sinners like Chhatrabandhu were no exception to the rule of immediate deliverance by reason of Acharya Kripa. Gods or devas, as you may call them, like Brahma, Indra, Rudra, have continued in their office for a long time, thousands of years. They have not been able to attain moksha, notwithstanding their offices of responsibility given to them by the Lord Himself. So, they ought to relinquish office, seek a Sadacharya, enjoy the kataksham of Sadacharya, perform the necessary pleasing action to please the Lord, to vasikaram, to attract Him. That is how the offices, the positions stand in the way as hurdle. So, great sinners like Chhatrabandhu are cited as quickly jumping from Papishtan to Srinivasa's abode Tirumalai by a kataksham of good Acharya. We should understand it in the correction consistent with concepts. The sinner king received advice from a sage to chant Govinda's name. He was purified in course of time. He got a change to resort to the upayam of prapatti. Of course, Sadacharyan, how and why he comes? The Jivatmas who has not known his true nature, we don't know. And then we consider ourselves independent. We come to know that later that we are subservient to Paramatma, being related to him as Dasa, Shishya, Prasishya, etc. And we enthusiastically would like to attain the Supreme Paramatma. by performing the necessary means. But how one gets an acharya? By listening to the acharya, upadesam from acharya. Swami Desika says, Ishwarasya sauhardam yadircha sukritam tatha Vishnu kataksham advesham abhimukyam cha satvikaihi sambhashanam shadetani acharya praptihetavaha. These 6, namely, what are the 6? The sankalpam of Paramatma, Bhagavat Sankalpam, that is the first thing. Secondly, some unknown, smallest good deed done by the Jivatma, casually. Ajnata Suhritam, 2. 3. Vishnu Kataksham, kind Kataksham, Jayamana Kataksham, at the time of birth. 4. Having no dislike towards the Lord. You may not even dislike, no dislike towards the Lord. And 5, a turn towards the Lord and conversation with Bhagavatas, Sattvic people, are all the causes of gaining an acharya. On account of this, a Jivatma will be blessed with the grace of an acharya on account of the grace of the Lord and saves himself by performing certain initiation and discipline, spiritual discipline. So, the Acharya mentions the Atman is not a god, a human being, not an animal, not an unmoving object. He is of the nature of knowledge and bliss and subservient to Paramatma. Nayam Devo, na Martyova, na Tiryak Stavaropiva. Jnanananda Mayast Atma, Sheshohi Paramatmanaha. He takes us. So anyway, so that's the Sadacharyan's importance, who is none other than the Lord himself, and he has taken the Sankalpam that this Sadacharyan would come in our way because of his Katakshamanas, Perumal's Katakshamanas, because of his Sankalpamanas, because of our unknown good deed done in the past. We don't, knowingly we would not do good deed, unknowingly we would have done. Let's go to 21st sloka. Yogyam yamaischa niyamaischa vidhaya chittam santojita sanataya swavasha suvargaha pratyahritendriya ganaha stiradharanastvam dhyatva samadhiyugalena vilokayanti. Yogyam yamaischa niyamaischa vidhaya chittam santojita sanataya swavavah sudvargaha pratyahridendriya ganaha stiradharanastvam dhyatva samadhiyugalena vilokayanti. Here the Bhagavan, as last verse we saw, Bhagavan has so much karunyam on Jiva, and then he himself takes the Acharya Rupam, and he himself initiates the Shishya and lays down the means for moksha upayam. Sakala Vishayangal, Bhagavad Vishayam, the Acharya teaches and then grants moksham. Obtains moksham from Perumal on the Jivatma. The Brahmavit, the great and true ones, the Vedantic scholars, the Rishis, they make their minds fit to perform the Ashtanga Yogam, the Bhakti Yogam. And they have a Sakshatkaram of Bhagavan. That is why Yogyam, they are able to see, visualize Bhagavan as if we see the objects. They are able to have a Sakshatkaram. They are able to visualize you by the profound meditation. After dealing with Tattvam in various aspects, Vedanta Desika from this slokam onwards begins to deal with the means for realizing the Lord. Bhakti Yogam and Prapatti are the two broad divisions in regard to the means to attain him, as he himself has declared in Ahit Budnya Samhita. Bhaktya paramaya vape prapatyoham mahamate prapyoham nanyata prapta mama kaikarya lipshabhi. Bhakti, Prapatti. So, performance of Bhakti Yoga. Here, Bhakti Yoga has to be done with a continuous contemplation of Perumal. Dhruva Smriti, used in the Chandogya Upanishad for dhyana or upasana. Dhruva Smriti is mentioned in Chandogya Upanishad. Also the same truth is illustrated in Vedanta Sutra. Avrtihi asakrit upadeshat. You have to continuously do asakrit. Continuous, deep devotion. Meditation is to be repeated often. This is to be done with the deep devotion towards the Lord Sripati Sriman Narayana. Anything done devoid of love to God is not pleasing to Him. It should be with love. And will not, if it is not without love, if it is without love, it will not lead to the desired goal. Dhyana implies the entire eightfold yogic discipline known as Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga, eightfold yoga. It's difficult for us. APN Swami used to say it is not Ashtanga Yoga. For us, it is Kashtanga Yoga. It is very difficult, Kashtam. So, pratamaihi shadbihi angaihi nispadyate. And that is talked about in Vishnu Puranam. So, the dhyana, before embarking on the meditation, dharana, concentration on the object of contemplation, concentrate is needed. And that is the sixth discipline in Ashtanga Yoga. What are the eightfold? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. 8. 1. Yama. Yama, Niyama. Yama is concentration of mind, is mental purity. And what comes how does mental purity come? By cultivation of ethical virtues like ahimsa, being truthful, controlling the senses. So yama, being cultivation of ethical virtues, yama. Niyama, observance of religious duties, niyama. Tapas, purity, worship, Tirvaradhanam. So niyamam, sandhyavandanam, that is key. So niyama. Then asana. One should not lie down or sitting in the chair or recline, lethargic, hunchback. Steady posture, asana. Steady posture is required. Swastikam, Gomukam, Padumam, Veeram, Shingam, Bhadram, Mayuram, Shukam. They say very many postures. The posture should be steady, firm. Then pranayama, control of breath. That's key. And control of sense organs, pratyahara. We should not let the sense organs go astray, running amok behind worldly pleasures and pursuits, sensual pleasures, bodily urge. All that needs to be controlled. Then follows dharana, concentration, meditation, and dhyana. The same, when perfected over a long period of practice, culminates in the actual realization or the vision of the object of contemplation. The final stage is called samadhi in yoga system, leading to the state of perfect Paramatma Sakshatkara, leading to moksha. Though Bhakti Yoga covers Ashtanga Yoga of Patanjali, it's far wider and covers much more than Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. The Vedanta Sutra refers to the need of a steady posture concentration of mind, achalatvam. There is no vacillating mind. Proper congenial atmosphere for contemplation. So even while discussing about the Jnana Yogam, Krishna says the need of sitting in a proper place for doing meditation with concentration. So in addition to the ethical discipline, the Upasaka embarking on Bhakti Yogam, the Nitya Naivetika Karma, religious duties laid down as obligatory by Shastras for the pleasure of God have to be continued and performed. The ethical principle of Nishkama Karma advocated in respect of the Karma Yoga is to be followed by the Upasaka seeking moksha. On the strength of the Upanishad, Vedanta Sutra and Bhagavad Gita, Ramanuja emphasizes repeatedly under no circumstances one should give up the performance of the prescribed religious duties. At least the Sandhya Vandana has to be observed for the lifelong time until the Upasana is successfully completed, culminating in the Mokshanubhava. According to the Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, karma or the performance of religious duty is an angam and subsidiary to Upasana. Dhyanam, which is the first essential feature of Bhakti Yogam, covers not only the entire eightfold yoga discipline, but much more than that. Dhyana, which may be appropriately termed as Dhyana Yogam, is primarily a mental act in the form of unceasing, continuous, uninterrupted, loving meditation on Parivan. So, this is what is mentioned in this. A Veda mantra talks about all these things. One has equipped himself for dharana, steady abstraction of mind. This enables dhyanam, an unbroken series of mental realization like the flow of oil. And dhyana leads to final samadhi, which is at one union with the object of contemplation. So salamba, niralamba, having a hold on a form or not having any such hold, meditating on the swarupam of the Lord, one who has manifested inside and outside of everything and everyone. So full perception so obtained is indicated by the word vilokayanti. Vilokayanti means dhyanam pannappadigira vastu பார்க்கும் இடமெங்கும் நீக்கமர நிறைந்து தோன்றுகிறதை நன்றாக பார்க்கிறார்கள். Means they have the visualization of the Lord whom they are meditating upon. They see that the Lord, the Brahman, the Siyapati Sriman Narayanan has manifested everywhere, and they see that. They mean the Bhakti Yogis, they are able to visualize that the Lord is present, immanent, manifested inside and everything and everyone, and they could see that, they could visualize that. Adiye dhanyosmi Acharyan Trivadigalai Sharanam Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha.